hello, and welcome. Hello, and welcome. Welcome back to the All In No Limits podcast. Let's get comfortable. You already know. Brother, you comfortable?
Good.
All right. So welcome back to the All In podcast, where you're gonna find me, your girl, your pusher, your motivator, your sister, your best friend, whatever you need me to be. You know I'm always your number one hype man. I'm here to encourage you to grow, heal, and be the best you could be. Today, you guys, is a good episode. I got my brother here with me, and I'm so excited. So excited. I'm so excited. I have so many memories with this man right here. He's my real brother in real life. We got different moms, but we still brother and sister, right?
Could
Blood
make us
couldn't
no
make us
closer.
no thicker, right? For real, for real. I'm serious. Like, after church, if you remember this, we used to take naps in his bed, y'all, when we was young. Do you remember that? And when we would wake up, mom would have dinner ready. I used to love when she used to make those burritos. Do you remember those burritos she used to
Yeah,
make?
she still be making them burritos.
Man, I'm telling you, this is childhood. Childhood memories. I love this man. Okay, so y'all already know he my brother. I'm gonna give him a chance to introduce himself. Hodges, introduce yourself.
What's up, y'all? I'm Wicco. No studio on Wicco on Instagram. No studio on Wicco too on Instagram. You know, follow up or whatever. You know, you probably see me. I'll be with the No Studio and team, No Studio and network, all that. You feel me? You see
You see
it?
it? You see it? That's my brother, y'all. So it's no studio, and that
Yeah,
is a
yeah.
brand and
That's the
what is
brand.
it?
You know, that's Gotti brand. Or Belo. Well, y'all know Geechee Gotti be rapping. I'll be with him. That's my cousin. So, feel me?
His cousin brother.
Yeah, cousin, brother. You feel me? Family's gonna support all the time. Feel me? Just like
All
support
day.
my sister, shit, whoever.
All day. That's what family do. We support. We show up for each other. That's what family is supposed to do. Do you expect your family to do that though?
Man, you ain't supposed to expect nobody to do nothing. But if y'all, it depend on what y'all like. You know, everybody got their own relationship, so I can't say you should expect. You know what I'm saying? Everybody should expect their family to help out or support what they got going.
But if
That,
they don't, do you feel some kind of way?
I mean, because that's just like you call in, you have somebody that you know, like a friend, and you call them family. Because everybody in family ain't family. Blood,
That's a fact.
you know what I'm saying? Blood
Everybody
ain't
that's family ain't family. I
yeah,
like that.
that shit can't make you know what I'm saying? You gotta go off of like vibes and chemistry. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact because I have created my own family. I feel like family is what you make it and whom you make it with. You know, one of my aunties, she always be like, "Oh, that's her church auntie." I'd be like, "No, it's not.
Yeah.
That's my auntie because I don't call everybody at church auntie."
Just like when they just say a village raise a kid. You know what I'm saying? You need every it's like a group effort. You need
That's a
everybody
fact.
to put they two cents in. You gotta like learn a little bit from everybody. Like you know what I'm saying? You got like an auntie you know that you got some game from, that uncle you got some game from, you know what I'm saying? And you piece it all up and that build your character. And
That's
then,
a fact. So we like in the neighborhood type of kids run around Compton, right? So we have like extra moms and
yeah.
stuff, right? Because they all contribute to our life in some type of way, like at the right time when we needed them to be what
Mm-hmm.
they were. They were that and so much more. Like they contribute to all of us. So it's like,
Yeah.
dang,
Because you need that. You know, everybody can't do it by themselves.
that's a
And
fact.
then we all, you know what I'm saying, not everybody didn't have a father in the picture all the time, or even if they was in the picture, they wasn't always right there.
Consistent,
Yeah, they wasn't
right?
there. So it's like, you know, all them, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to the mothers, you know what I'm saying? Everybody in the neighborhood, they all used to come together,
The
be
moms are
friends.
the real
Yeah, they
MVPs.
get to
They
they
always
used to
was
be,
always
you
was
know, they used
there.
to be on it. You couldn't do nothing around the corner and not moms not know around the back. You know what
Cause
I'm
they
saying?
gonna know.
She done called in. She already done know what the nigga did before nigga got in the house. Like, how you know that?
Cause that
They got a whole little
it traveled faster than we used
man.
to.
Nah, they got a whole circuit.
They do,
Yeah.
but I appreciate it. I appreciate the neighborhood we were raised in. I appreciate the people we came up with. I'm grateful for the ones that are still here with us. I'm grateful for the ones that we still have close knitted relationships with. I could go months without seeing my brother, and it never has changed our bond and our relationship. man, I love this dude. And we decided long ago that we was gonna do better at seeing each other. And I remember one year I was so happy because I got to see him like in January. And I was like, we doing good, we doing good. But we don't live close to each other anymore. But I love the fact that every time he mad at me because last time I was in Vegas a month ago, I didn't call him. And I was supposed to. And I said, brother, I'm coming to Vegas. But it was just the Usher vacation. And
Yeah, no, I know how I get. You
it
just
was like
moving
a
around.
quick little 24
Shit,
hours.
I've been out here for 3 days. I just told her yesterday, like, oh man, I'm like, yeah, I forgot to tell you I'm out here. She's like, oh, you gotta come on the thing.
Yes, come on the show. And he said yes without any hesitation. And then he showed up. That's surreal. Because I was telling Trey the other day, like, I'm like, man, I got PTSD. And he was like, what happened? What happened? I'm like, well, when I first started my show, I haven't told nobody about this, but I'm like, when I first started my show, I wasn't supposed to start by myself. I was supposed to have like a co-host. It was supposed to be me and someone doing it, but the person kept flaking and not coming through. And I'm like, I really want to start myself. Like, I got things to do. I'm trying to build a brand. So I was like, I'm gonna just do it by myself. I literally pay for everything, sound system, like everything. I set up by myself, break down by myself. I do it all. And I said, and then not only that, when I first started, I wanted to start with like interviewing people. And then the no call, no shows. I had 4 in a row. 4 people, no call, no show. And I'm like, oh my goodness. And I said to myself, that's what motivated me to do it by myself. I said, you know what? By any means necessary, you're going to do it. You got to do it by yourself. And I like the fact that I built that foundation where I was able to sit here by myself, do my show by myself, and still get it going. And it's doing so well. And now I'm in the point where I could interview people and I could do it by myself.
Because everybody ain't going to put in the effort or appreciate your time. Like
They not. That's a fact. And now I'm so on my head. I'm like, I'm doing like 3 shows a week. And I'm editing it, making shorts, promoting every day. Trey was like, you promote every day, every single day. I'm not letting up. I'm not letting up. In a month, I got over 600 subscribers. And that's not a whole lot, but in a month promoting by yourself,
that's when it pay off.
Come on now.
Stay on your shit.
Come on, and you have to. You gotta stay on your own head. You gotta be better than you was yesterday. And I feel like that's how I am. I'm in competition with Sharon every day. Like, you gotta do this. I be at work, working, like coming up with stuff. I do my research. I be studying. Like, I'm like, I gotta, cause I want to get better. I watch my videos. I edit myself. I be like, okay, you gotta do this. That's why I could tell when the lighting's off or the angles is off I'm like, Sharon, you gotta move this. You gotta do this.
Cool, so when you if you do want some help, you know what I'm saying? You know exactly what, like, all I need you to do is really do this.
That's it.
And everybody can make it.
I'm gonna train everybody on how I need them to be because I need y'all to do it how I like it. Because I'm like, eventually I'm gonna have a team. I'm gonna have a makeup team. I'm gonna have a, wardrobe team. I'm everybody. I'm not gonna be the one checking the microphones and the sound and doing the editing and making sure it look good.
You're gonna be in a studio.
But I'm grateful that I'm able to, and I'm humble enough to do it all. So as soon as we done, I gotta break down this thing and turn it back into a room because I gotta go to bed. But I'm grateful. I'm grateful for each step.
Yeah, but you're gonna appreciate it much more because you're gonna remember, like, I'm right to break this down. Then it's gonna be from that to motherfucker fuck around and be in Tyler Perry studios.
Come on now. You heard my brother say it.
You know what I'm saying? Closing the shed.
Come on.
We ain't gotta put this shit up. We just gonna get it up in the morning.
At all.
The next shit gonna pick it up. You know what I'm saying? That type of shit.
I love that. Come on my show and speak life, please. Because I need all the life spoken into me in this situation. You hear me? Thank you for that. I received that. I'm gonna be in a Tyler Perry studio. And that's gonna be right before I buy my own studio. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm setting the bar. I'm going beyond. Beyond the sky is the limit.
They're gonna rewind this date. Like, oh yeah, he said that too.
He said that. Yeah. I've had a lot of people speaking to me since I started this. People that I never even thought, like.
You know what's crazy? Like, you guys, it's a couple people know this. Like 4 years ago, I was saying, like, I'm gonna start a podcast, and I was going around. I was pushing this shit, like everything, when I was like at the little battles and shit. I was trying to do some other shit with the battle shit too, but I don't know what it was. Like, you already know how I am. My mind, I get distracted so quick, and then I got bad PTSD, and I just get like, I don't even know what the fuck. I'll probably forget what I was thinking about yesterday, and
But you know something? My cousin said to me yesterday, we were at a family picnic, and he was like, you know, Sharon, I had a YouTube. And I'm like, really? And he was like, yeah, I had like over 12,000 subscribers. And I'm like, what happened? Why you stopped? And he was telling me how for a lot of black men, you know, they go through depression and they don't know how to multitask and navigate through that depression. And so they sit down and then they stop. And so I was telling him, and I'm grateful because my little cousins and my nephews then were all sitting around, which I didn't know they were listening in our conversation. And I was telling him, you know, you have to find positive coping mechanisms to maneuver through, because you can't sit down every time life get hard, or you can't sit down every time, you know, your thoughts start to overwhelm you and consume you, because oftentimes we get in bondage to our thoughts and we get nervous and we get whatever cause or triggers your depression. Like I've learned to stop it before the trigger overtakes. You know, I learned to back up, and I talk to myself. I talk to myself all the time, like, Sharon, get it together. Fix your attitude. Like, I'm on my own head. Like, I don't need people to tell me, but you have to be able to encourage yourself and push yourself and drive yourself. And when you want to sit down, go harder. I'm like, there be days I don't even want to get out the bed, and I make myself get up, shower, and do something, because we're going to have those days where we don't want to do nothing and we want to sit down and we want to stop, because it's easier to do that. It's so much easier to stop and be like, forget it.
I think some people just don't relate to no, like, a lot of dudes like me. I remember even like I be going through depression and all. You know, I done got a lot of little issues. So I went through depression and not even knew that I was going through that. I was even depressed. So like when I'm like, are you depressed? I'm like, you just think that's automatically think you just down or sad or something. That ain't even necessarily, you know what I'm saying? You could just have too much on your mind, too
That's
much
a
stress,
fact.
too much, and not even know that you going through the shit. And then a lot of, like you said, a lot of dudes don't even know how to cope with it or express it. So they just deal with it. We just bottle it up, whatever, and then next thing
Because
you know,
y'all used to keeping it in.
yeah, because I mean that's the way
That's the way it was
that's
growing
what
up.
society is. Like, you
Yeah.
can't really nobody want to hear a nigga whine. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody want to hear.
And it's sad that
Let's
we
keep it
equate
real.
it,
Yeah.
we equate it to whining, when it's like, no, I got feelings
But
too.
that's what we saying. It's called whining for a nigga. You know what I'm saying?
That's
So
what we. That's
call-
our environment.
That's our
That's what
environment.
we
It's
were
like,
raised up on.
we ain't supposed to like we get you ain't supposed to be smack. You can't smack your lips. You can't really express that. You can't get too mad.
But that's not a safe
then
space.
You now you tripping if you get too mad or you express like it ain't. But that's just what it is.
But that's how anger.
Builds up.
That's how it builds up. That's how we snap. That's how we go up. PTSD. Because we're so used to being told, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that, you bet not whine, you bet not complain, but I'm not complaining. I'm telling you how I feel. And if I was able to articulate how I feel more often, then I'll be able to express myself without feeling like I'm whining, but I'm really just trying to heal.
I read something and they said it come from like slavery.
All the way back.
Like and they gave like examples about like how you don't even know how we do shit and don't even consciously know that we doing it. Like for instance, like let me see, for an example, when the slaves, I guess, you know, they can complain or be on they get whipped. So you just gotta put up with it. Like, you know, master asks you, how you doing? Oh, this ain't nothing, master. I can do this. This ain't, you know what I'm saying?
All
That's
the way
what they
back
used to
then,
do.
yeah.
Then just like they said, like, you know, like when you compliment somebody, kids, you're like, oh, you doing good. They be like, oh man, he ain't doing it. That boy is a hard head, whatever. They said they used to do that back then, like when the slave owner used to act like, oh, yeah, really about the daughters, like, oh,
right,
your daughter show is getting she coming along now, like getting older, and they knew what that meant, like, oh no, you ain't finna, oh no, she's still young, sir, she ain't like that, she, and then the girl slow, the girl ain't really, now you just putting everybody down, but they say it's like a defense mechanism, like
it is.
We was so used back then, they was so used to doing it to where generationally just rubbed down it, and we still on that, like.
And you know what? We have to change the narrative. And I say that because, like, I have 4 godsons. And what I teach them, and I had to tell Buddha what I was doing because she will always, like, speak up for them. I said, I'm teaching them to be able to articulate what they feel, what's going on in their minds. Like, if something happened to them, if we teach them to speak up and learn how to communicate and learn how to say what's going on for themselves, they won't be so afraid to speak up and express this. I want to know how you feel. How are you feeling about that? Why are you sad about
Yeah.
that? Tell me what's going
You think
on.
that'll make it better if we'll speak? Because I feel like, as far as just black, or if we want to just move on to shit, I think like the talking gotta just stop. We
It's
gotta
not
stop
so much
talking,
as
stop walk.
stopping the
Like,
talking though, but you have to, because if you don't talk, you're gonna leave it inside.
I know, but we've been like, how long you supposed to communicate about some shit? Because everybody, the whole world know what you finna talk about.
Well,
We
I'm
know.
not talking about the world. I'm talking about us teaching our children to be able to articulate what they feel and what they're going through rather than holding it aside. Because if you notice, the stats for kids, children committed suicide is on the rise because they don't have a safe space where they could go and talk to somebody. They don't have somebody they could go and release it all to and vent to. So they hold it inside and then they internalize these things and they become a negative thing and they get overwhelmed by their feelings and their thoughts and then they hurt themselves or they harm other people. And these are what the things because nobody's talking to these kids.
Because they confused. It's too much like confusion out here. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, people want to be other, just everything. If you feel like you could be a dog right now, you can walk outside and say, I identify as a dog. You know
Well,
what I'm
that's
saying?
because
Or I
society
identify-
is just doing a lot.
I'm just saying, society's so fucked up to where the kids don't know what to say. They don't know what to do. Because now you can't say nothing. You say anything, it's sense like, you know, I used to could say something to mama, and it'd just be that. Now you say something, they wouldn't make you
They
apologize.
take it to a whole
They take
nother
it to a
level.
yeah, like you can't say this, so it's kind of hard to express it now. It's even harder because now it's too many sensitive people and sensitive subjects, and then you don't even know, like, it's a lot of stuff ain't even natural, so you don't even know really how to take it, like how they got all these pronouns, whatever everybody, oh, I'm not them, I'm them, I'm them, I'm them. For me, that's confusing because I never had to grow up with that. But
That's true.
But for the kids who growing up with it, that's probably gonna be normal for them. Like, oh, that's just.
I think it's for me that's a sensitive topic for me simply because we want to believe that we have more influence and we have more hands on with how our kids are raised. And but the truth of the matter is they're in those environments more than they are with us. When they're at school, now that they're bringing certain things into the school, it's like they're in these other environments where they are forced to adjust to the new ways of society. And I'm not saying it's wrong or right. What I'm saying is I want to be able to have more influence on my child and how they're raised because I'm going to raise my children up in the church and I'm not going to force it on them, but I'm going to speak it life into them and how I believe because I want them to be raised and want it like I wanted it. It wasn't forced down my throat. But when I saw it and I experienced it, I was like, oh, this is it for the rest of my life. This is it. But now they have so many, when we were growing up, you could be whatever you want to be. That meant a doctor, a lawyer, the president of the United States. That's what it meant for us. That's a whole different thing now for our
It
babies.
used to be a profession for us. Now it can mean
absolutely
anything. You
anything.
can be an avatar, like, you know what I'm saying?
If
Real.
that's what you want to be, you could be a unicorn if you want to.
But like they said, like, so we just saying that so you could just go out and just say, I'm a doctor now. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I really just said, like, well, I identify the doctor, and if I wanted to do surgery on somebody, I could do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the difference?
That's a fact.
If somebody's saying, well, I identify as this, so you can't tell them nothing different. You know what I'm saying? So,
brother, do you plan on having kids?
I want kids.
You do?
I mean, I want one kid. I ain't gonna say kids. I said
one.
Kids. Yeah, I might could do one. I don't really want, like, at first I wanted kids. Now it's like, I ain't gonna lie, I done probably got a little too set in my way. You know how you get comfortable, like, and I don't want to bring, I see, because I know it's probably a blessing. I know everybody be like, oh, you're supposed with the kids, but I see the other side that y'all don't even talk about either.
Come on now.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody always talk, it's a blessing, but we hear y'all yelling 90% of the time.
Complaining 90% of the time.
Up, not getting no sleep, can't go nowhere, can't go
stuck.
Just stuck, looking for, asking me to babysit. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That type of shit.
Brother, you babysit?
No.
Okay, I'm just checking.
Saying, no, I babysit
because I'm going to have twins
family,
one day and I just want to know.
My like, I don't consider that babysitting. That's your family or whatever. Like, I watch my family. But just watching just somebody, just random kids.
No. No, thank you.
Yeah, because, you know, everybody got their own standards. But then, like, a lot of me, I was like, my people's, a lot of my family from the South, so it didn't really matter if you did some bullshit. Anybody could whoop your ass. Like,
Period.
So all that, like, I don't. It's now everybody want to be their kids' friends so bad to the point like you can't even say nothing.
I don't whip my
You
kids.
can't even say nothing to these little bad motherfuckers without having to get into them, fight the mama, daddy, the whole family, and then
Environments have
he
changed.
cussing them out on the way home. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
The environments have changed because any of our mamas could tell us anything.
yeah, nah, you can't say
Your
that.
mama could tell me whatever. Oh, yes,
And
mom.
these motherfuckers be knowing their kids bad. Like, it's a difference when they being sneaky bad, but it's motherfuckers who
You
be
know
their
your
kid is
kid.
doing it right in front of you. Like, now it's like you testing my gangster. You up here letting this, you finna let him break my shit. And then if I say, well, he didn't know, he didn't.
Oh,
I'm
he
finna slap
knew.
the shit out of this little nigga. He know.
That's why I said
He
I don't
does.
like to watch people kids because I tell people, I said, listen, I'm a
I'ma
disciplinary.
whoop your kids.
I will whoop your kid. You do not want me
be
to
wanting
watch
whoop
your
people
kid.
kids when they talking to them crazy. Like, man, you ain't gonna hit this motherfucker or nothing.
Because I'm going to punch him.
Yeah, I'm about ready to do something.
We couldn't do that. You ain't about to raise your voice. You ain't about to talk back. Like, we'll be like, what are you doing? Are you crazy?
I remember my mama used to tell me, like, man, I'll give you the phone so you can call them people. You fuck up out
Right
here.
now.
You make it easier on me, nigga. I ain't gotta buy no PlayStation, all this other
Nothing.
shit. Nigga, you finna go where they ain't finna get shit. Where
Man, they
So
wouldn't have survived in our times. They wouldn't have survived in our time.
Programs, you can't even get hit, nigga.
Because I'm going to punch my kid.
Because really, whippings really disciplined a lot of motherfuckers, too. Like,
It helped.
It even if it didn't, like, I know we still did bad shit, but it made you think about it, like, man, this, you know what I'm saying? Like, hold up, man.
Let me fix this a little
Let me try
bit.
to at least not do it like this, because mine's finna go here.
And she ain't coming soft, man.
She ain't coming soft. She finna take off everything, all them overtime hours. She had to do all that shit that she don't get to see.
About to be on me.
All them hours that she put in and the money that she ain't gonna see because it's coming to me. Like,
About
nigga,
to be on me.
whoop your ass, man.
For real. But the times have changed. The times have changed. Like, because I'm at the point where I don't even really have to whoop kids. I give them this look. Like, the look says, do not play with me. Because I don't care. Your mama's standing there, your daddy's standing there. I will punch you. And kids know. They just be like, okay, she is serious. Yeah, I got that mama face.
But the time, that's anybody said from every era. Like, I'm pretty sure our era, they was thinking the same thing. Like, well, these kids out of control. You know what I'm saying? Cause,
probably.
Yeah, because you got to think, like, how, just even look how the way they dress now. Like, this shit, you couldn't even dress like that 30 years ago.
I don't even
20,
think
30,
that
40.
we would have, though.
No, but I'm saying, it was like, it wasn't even that you, it's like, it was looked down upon down there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, now, it's normal. You can go into the store and probably see a bitch see through, see her titties out. You know what I'm saying? They can wear it, whatever. What is it called? Free to nip or whatever the fuck.
I don't know what it is because I don't wear it.
They was pushing, no, I'm talking about pushing the thing. Like, you know, women, equal rights, we can wear it. We can,
yeah.
We ain't got to wear our shirts either. Like, we don't want to type shit. Like, so it's like.
That's weird, though.
I mean, it's not. Hey, they said we was born naked. Everybody was born naked. So it's like.
That is true.
So it ain't that far. They got nudist people who walk around and all that. But
that is true.
They got that going, but it's like.
But they've always had that.
Yeah.
It's just it wasn't so opening of the.
Like, if they always had it, why is it a problem now? Like.
Well, I think that over the years, society grows and they different and they start to feel like certain things is inappropriate and But it's crazy because they're actually allowing certain inappropriate things in the presence of kids and they're pushing it on them. Exactly. And it's like what you feel is inappropriate and what we feel is inappropriate is not really aligning. But you think it's okay. We think it's a problem. But then what you think is a problem, we think is okay. Like, it's kind of like all over the place now.
It's confusion.
It's confusion.
Nobody not express nothing because they don't even really know what's going on.
The thing is, it's not that we don't know how. It's like everything is so sensitive now. Everything is so, if you say that, that's going to offend this and that. And it's like, so how, do I not have freedom of speech anymore? Because I
ain't gonna lie. Us as black people, we move the goalpost a lot too. Cause we be saying the freedom of speech and all that, but we really drill people off saying certain shit. Like, you can't even, white people can't say certain shit. Like, not saying that they can't say nigga, but.
Well, that's like, history. Like, no, they ain't never been able to say certain stuff.
Freedom of speech is freedom of speech. Cause we could go.
That is true.
I could say cracker all day. Ain't nobody gonna, you know what I'm saying? And not feel nothing.
Well, the reason, but the history behind that is not as bad as the history behind ours. That's why.
But it's something like that's if they saying that actual word. It's some of them who just don't like. Let me see, like the dude with the Clippers. He didn't actually say, "Oh, you was with that." Mm-hmm. He just said, "You with that black guy." That made it so much worse. Like, they made that nigga give up his team, everything. Like,
really?
Nigga, it was like, damn, really, he didn't do nothing that bad. He's just an old motherfucker who like 70, who had a young bitch. She was feeling a younger black dude. Of course, that's it. That's just natural. Somebody,
right?
They all would have said. Anybody would have said that. I don't think that made the motherfucker racist, but it is. He probably would. Ain't no telling. I don't know.
Right.
But I don't think just because he said, I'm like, damn, why you didn't say that? He just a jealous motherfucker. That's all he really was. Like, I don't get that sensitive off that shit.
You know what? I think I do, though. And let me tell you why. Because PTSD, right? Mm-hmm. And we're going to talk about PTSD one of these good old days.
As far as if they saying some crazy shit. But I'm saying some shit, we will push it.
Yeah, we'll go to the limit. Yeah, I think some stuff they overly do it.
Push it out of the gray area.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Into the dark side real quick. But I think because I've realized, and I said this on one of my shows, that I realized that I had PTSD when it came to our boys, because one day my nephew was living with us, my godsons were living with me and all this. And so I would tell them, when I come outside, I better see you. If I look this way or this way, I better see you. If I don't see you, you're too far. Well, one day I found them around the corner, sitting on somebody's fence, Caucasian people's fence. And even though they were sitting there with their Caucasian friends, it triggered me. And I literally screamed at the top of my lungs, like, if y'all don't get y'all ass off that gate, because if anything was to happen, they will be racially profiled. If anything happened, they will be beat. They will be shot. They will be in jail, simply because they're two little black boys. And they will look at them like, oh, they're gang members, they're this. So it's hard because I'm teaching them. And it's sad that I got to teach them that you can't do certain things. You can't say certain things, and you can't. And it sucks because they're in this world where everybody else gets to do whatever the heck they want to do. And they can't because they're little black boys. And I have to teach them. And so I feel like if I don't teach them enough, then they might do the wrong thing or say the wrong thing, and they're not aware. And then what if something happened to them? So as a parent, this is the things that I be thinking about. And when I yelled at them and when I got on them, because I whipped them too. And then I have to go and talk to them like, this is why I did it. And it wasn't all of their fault. It was more so of what I was feeling, that PTSD, like, oh my God, we have experienced so many of our little black kids getting hurt, getting harmed, dying behind a misunderstanding, or because they did something that they just can't do because they're black. They can't wear a hoodie because they're black. Like, make it make sense. They can't walk down the street in a certain neighborhood simply because they're black. Like, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. So sometimes we react out of, just our history, not even our history, but our present time of what we're living in. And we respond to things like that with our children, because it's like, how do we teach them and still protect them? Like, it's hard because kids don't always listen. So they'll go out there and do.
Sometimes it's like trial and error. You gotta just learn.
But what if the error is like, because we done been in some crazy situations. Mm-hmm. Thank God we came out on the other side.
I feel like a lot of shit with me was trial and error too. So it's like,
man, I used to want to punch you. I used to tell him all the time, stay out of trouble. I love you. Stay out of trouble. Stay out of trouble.
You find out yourself.
And you found out.
Yeah. You always got the little curiosity cat and want to touch the iron. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, but he found out real quick.
It was hot.
So you guys, listen. This wasn't even what we wasn't supposed to talk about all of this.
Oh yeah, we went.
But we was just flowing. We got some real stuff to talk about. So this is real talk with my brother, y'all. We about to dive into the actual conversation. Okay. But that was good talk. We needed that. That was healing. I hope that was healing for some of y'all, because sometimes we got to get to the root of things. We got to talk about it and get it out.
Yeah,
let it out.
Just let it flow.
Just let it flow. Sometimes you just want to be heard. Yeah, because sometimes we could give understanding to ourselves and we just talk about it. That's why I talk to myself. I really do. My coworkers be like, Sharon, we miss you, because we all split up right now. And they was like, we miss hearing you talk to yourself, because I'm upstairs in a quiet place. I still talk to myself, though. I love it. So, brother, question. When you first meet a girl, do you have expectations? And if so, what are they?
Right away, like the day I meet a girl, no,
Yeah.
I probably ain't got no expectations right then. Like just
What do you
because
look for when you
I
trying to
probably
talk to somebody?
Because 9 times out of 10, I'm probably not serious. I'm gonna keep it
I
real.
love
If
your
we gonna keep it real,
honesty.
like I'm probably because I don't even know you, so I'm not finna sit up here and act like I'm just. Even if I don't give a fuck what I said. Like, you know what I'm saying? If I don't know you, you just met me today. I'm pretty much not even. I'm like I don't know. So I'm not expecting nothing right then. But like if it get to progressing and we get to being around
Mm-hmm.
like I want you around me and you want me around you type shit, then yes, I'm gonna start having expectations like on some probably like depending on what you want. So if you trying to be like act like you want to be my girl, wife, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like I like or if I'm acting like I'm supposed to be trying to be your husband, boy, whatever, I should start pushing towards that. Like, you know what I'm saying? But if I'm not, then I'm not even gonna push like, you know what I'm saying? So some people be trying to read like they be wanting something to happen and they be like, that's not even what you know what I'm saying? Like, you looking for something, you see it's right in front of you. Like if I ain't taking you out, I'm not doing all this shit. I'm not doing nothing extra. Why would you think you know
It's more than what it is.
It's not more than what it is.
That's
so,
why you should talk about it. I mean,
because
but I do agree with you. I could tell if somebody's into me.
Some people know it and they still just like, what do you? We've been talking like you. Some people really will convince themselves. Like you know it. You don't. Have you ever met somebody like that though? Like, come on, man. I ain't finna see. I don't even want to hear your side of the story because if I'm looking for, I can tell what kind of relationship it is, and you knew how it started. You know what I'm saying? Some people know how it started, and they know it wasn't like that. So it's like
this is good.
they want to switch it into that nigga.
You
that
knew what it was when it started.
Women and men. I ain't gonna just say it's the women.
Come on now, it's both.
Too. Motherfuckers will really they'll switch the script up like they don't know what it was from the beginning. Like,
and they knew.
Yeah, like you knew, even for the people, like I'm not saying cheating in marriage and all that shit is wrong, but it be people who be like, they'll be fucking with a married motherfucker the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden now you gotta leave this motherfucker and you gotta marry me. That wasn't the plan.
You knew it wasn't.
Yeah, because when we first started, that wasn't the plan.
You knew me. You knew what I was in.
You knew what I was on. You knew what you fit in my play. Like what that nigga say? You fit in my play in my life. You like fit in my life right now. Mm-hmm. In this area.
That's it.
Right here.
But it might not go no further than that.
It might not, but we gotta let time deal. You know what I'm saying? You gotta let the time.
I agree.
It goes over like people be want to rush it. You gotta let time like take you into shit because even with the moment like y'all gotta listen to what they saying. Like nigga, the death do you part. That's a long motherfucking time. You know what I'm saying?
I say married to buried.
Yeah, you gotta understand and really know who you dealing with. Like man,
before you do it,
because now you ain't. That's why me like when you asked me earlier, do I believe in marriage? You know, like it's a contract to me. I don't ask me about it because I'm gonna people get mad at me because I don't feel like we gotta get married to say we together or to say we like I could just say you could just change your name to mine and that's it. Like what's the difference? So we going.
But are you saying that like
we can do our bond thing, but as far as like the government, like as far as you know, what I'm saying courts and all that, because once you do that, y'all shit is together. Her credit is your credit is her. It ain't even about love no more now, because that's a lot of the the financial shit really breaks a lot of you know what I'm saying.
That's a fact.
So it's like you really gotta look at it like a business partner or a real. You gotta go in it. It's a contract. It really is. Because once you sign it, you fuck up. They taking half. They doing this. You can't just get divorced. It ain't like y'all. You can get married in one day, but it takes a whole year or two to get divorced. Like so, that shit be like, nah.
Talk about it.
We could just be.
You smart as hell, boy.
I'm just saying we could be together and we could build together without the shit. Because there's people who don't be. You ever seen them who be together 20 years and then they get married? Now they break up. Like what the fuck?
Like what was the point?
Because the stress of the men, they put the entitlement. You know. What
so
I'm
my thing is, what if you got married, but you know you guys were still consistent in doing what you've been doing, the partnership, you know, loving each other, respecting each other, and doing all that.
Communication part you were saying, like if you understand and I understand, it ain't no.
Ain't no switching up.
Don't need to be explained.
Right, exactly.
This is our bond. This is our thing. That's why it's us together. Now we building together because I know what you want. We ain't got no it ain't no secretive shit. Like I ain't gotta sneak and do nothing. You ain't gotta sneak and do nothing because we both know what it is.
We know what it is.
Just like for people, that's why I understand people have open marriage, all the other shit, because if they talked about it, they talked about it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I had a question regarding that open marriage thing, and then I'm gonna answer the question too, because I need to answer the question like you answered the question. But I had asked Buddha the other day, like, hey, do you think, and that's just an observation, and I know poly been around forever. It's just become very, very popular now, right? But my question was, do you think it's become so popular because people rather have these open relationships and have multiples than to not have nobody, or knowing he's gonna cheat or she gonna cheat or whatever? So let's just have everybody.
some people, this depend on their variables. Like if that's what it is, if they just on some freaky shit like that, maybe so. But as far as I'm thinking about it, like it's more beneficial. You know what I'm saying? Because that's just like instead
Beneficial how?
Because it ain't like you just, okay, it depends on how y'all doing. If the man can take care of both of y'all, hey, that's good. But if y'all all on some, look, this is what we gonna come together and do, that's 3 incomes. You know what I'm saying? That's 3 incomes that now you got more spending money on yourself. You know what I'm saying? You still could, that don't necessarily mean y'all gotta all be there. Y'all can all have a 4-bedroom house. Everybody have their own room. Then there's one room, we probably just the little family room we share. Or I'm not saying that's how it's gonna go, but I'm saying that's how I could see it going, like benefiting, like as far as just like with the Muslims, what they do this shit. They don't just take on all type of wives. Sometimes it be like they brother probably died or something, and his wife
And they take over the
so
wife.
like, you know what, I gotta just, it ain't even on no sexual shit. It's just basically so she don't go having to be a widow, and we keep the family intact and all this little shit.
That's biblical.
Yeah, it's all like
That's
a fun
Old Testament though.
Exactly. So you gotta when you looking at it as in another light instead of everybody looking at it sexually, like, oh, that's just so,
Because that's what people look at
what they
immediately.
that's who's looking at. That's just some people who you got to get out of your feelings with certain shit. Like
That's a fact,
you know
because
what
I'm
saying?
definitely in mine.
So you and your feelings like, oh, you just want to mess with this person. So what's the difference of the people who messing with that person anyway? He could be cheating, mess with that person, going spending way more money because it costs money to cheat. So then it's like, you know what I'm saying?
It does.
It costs money to cheat. It's way easier to just bring this motherfucker in. Because if she get pregnant and all this other shit, we ain't got to go through all this shit.
Come on now.
We all taking care of the kids. It's the same.
Teamwork.
It's teamwork now.
Teamwork.
That's the same as the contract. It's the same thing. Everybody just got to agree, and it's a contractual agreement. Like, fuck it. This is your part. This is my part. Now, if you agree to it and say, like, you know what, some of y'all like, you know what, I'm going to take care of both of y'all. You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't got to do nothing. But it be
I'm
like,
not sharing.
Yeah, but that's you. But it's some people who like
That will.
They will. And
So, first of all, brother, let me first.
Some people don't even want love.
Let me tell you this. I do not agree with him at all.
I didn't say.
But I respect you. I respect everything that you say. No, I know it's not probably your view, but I love his perception of it because I never looked at it like that. I never, ever, not once looked at it like that, but I feel you. Like, I hear him. I love having other perspectives of stuff because it make me see things from another light. I might not agree with it, but I hella respect it.
I try to look at everything from a different, like, from all
Do you
sides.
want that?
Would I want that with, like, polygamy?
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I ain't gonna lie, the relationship, I started off in a polygamy. Like, it's kind of crazy because it's never gonna go the way you want it to. For one, I'm gonna just keep it real. It ain't all good like everybody make, like it's just gonna be, oh, it's just freaky and y'all just I got these two. Like, it ain't gonna be that because, like she said, they gonna get in their feelings. It's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen.
Shit is gonna happen.
It's gonna happen.
Every month. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna happen. Because
he said every month.
Especially, don't let them not be on the same cycle or something.
Oh, it's gonna happen.
It's gonna be, yeah, you got all type of crazy shit for that because now, so you know what I'm saying?
But we PMSing,
like,
boy.
Like y'all didn't both agree on this months ago. Now all of a sudden,
it's a problem.
Yeah. Oh, you just couldn't wait. Yeah, but, man, you couldn't wait for me to start my period, huh? So you go ahead with her type of shit. Like, what? How did this fuck?
That's what this is about.
My nature now, I knew when your shit was gonna start and her shit was. What the fuck? It be some. you'd be probably the craziest shit.
Even more crazy, huh?
Crazier than if you was cheating. It don't even be about where was you at or why you coming in. It don't be that no more. It's not that because they know what's going on. Like, it ain't. It's like, okay, you agreed on it, but you mad about the motherfucker who's sitting in the house with us.
She in here with us.
She's here. She lives here too. like what the hell?
So it ain't what people make it look like.
You want to kick her? Like, I think I don't even want her here no more. All right, so now we gotta find this other third of rent. You know what I'm saying?
You look at it like a money deal. Like,
no, that's what everybody, man. Because look, when you get in a marriage, I don't give a fuck how much you love she is. Mm-hmm. Let your money get low, or let that job or something ain't right.
Come on, talk about it.
Shit. It ain't about love no more. So keep it the way. That's why niggas, we as men, we gotta keep it the same. Just because they gonna keep it when they got it the way they want it, they gonna keep it like that. Y'all see what Keke Palmer did?
What she do?
I don't know what she did really. I just know she did her thing. The dude ain't got much money. She said, "Oh well, like you gonna have to put up with." And I'm like, damn, that's crazy. Because if it was the other way around, they'd be talking about the dude like, "Oh, he's scandalous."
That's a big fact. You know what? I never place my opinion on the situation because I feel like it ain't none of my business. But I don't know if you remember, maybe a couple of months ago, Chance the Rapper was at like a festival or something. I don't know if it was like Mardi Gras or what. The girls half naked, blah, blah, blah. And a girl was dancing on him. And they was like, he married. And
I thought he was gay.
Huh?
I thought he was gay.
I don't know nothing.
Oh, I don't know. You said he married. I just said, I thought is he married to a man or he married to, I don't know.
Chance the Rapper?
Chance the Rapper.
He had a wife. It's a lady.
I don't know. Maybe I got him confused. I don't listen to him, so I don't know.
I don't listen to him either. I don't know. I just know that I remember an incident, and it was blown up crazy.
So somebody can't dance on him? He can't dance? Man?
They said it was inappropriate, and it was disrespectful. And I was like, if that's disrespectful, y'all should have saw we was dancing when we was kids at the Freak Nick. It would have been out of control.
It don't even be that big of a deal. People just...
But everybody...
That's just, I don't know. I don't think that's just, you just got to be secure with yourself. You can't, if you jealous over something like that, it's going to always be something that's going to set you up.
That's true.
Because if you got a beautiful woman or a handsome man, somebody's always going to say something. Somebody's always going to try to, you know what I'm saying? It's always going to give them compliments. So you going to just be mad all the time? Like,
it's not even that serious to me. I think I'm at a place in my life where I don't take everything so personal. Like, I don't get upset about stuff. Like, even when things don't go my way, when people don't show up, like, I just be like, shit happens. Life is life, and for people, I can't say why they didn't come. I can't say why they did that. Stuff happens. That's how I feel. Like, that's my, like, mindset. Because I feel like the less things that I take personal, the more time I got for me, the more time I got to I could dwell in my happy place and I could dwell in my peace rather than taking everything so personal and feel like everybody's always attacking me. I don't feel like the victim all the time. In fact, I'd never feel like the victim. I'd be like, you messing with me, you messing with yourself. I don't really know what to tell you, like, so back to this question. When I first meet people, I don't know if I have an expectation of them, but a lot of times when I meet people, I'm quick to say no, thank you. I have rarely found people that I've met at first glance and they said something that I was like, oh yeah, I want to give him my number. I rarely do that. And if I give you my business number, you do not have my number. And I barely even know that number. I'm going to tell you right now. So I might have gave you the wrong number, but I don't know if I have. I think as women, some men too maybe have a certain expectations. I know that some people look at looks, some people look at clothes, some people look at teeth, some people look at certain things. I'm not even gonna lie, I look at certain things too, but none of that will make me want to be like, oh yeah, because I've met some really handsome, stupid people. Not stupid, but just not that bright. And I like to be able to have an intellectual conversation with people or just a deep water conversation. A lot of people have a lot of shallow conversations and shallow attitudes, and they're very different. And I believe that if you sit down and have a conversation with a person long enough, you'll know what you need to know. If you just talk, you would know what...
Don't even talk, just listen.
Just listen.
They going to say some stupid shit. Sooner or later, they're going to come out and you'll hear, they're going to tell you about them.
Facts. They're gonna tell you everything you need to know. You're gonna be like, that's why I tell people I'm very observant. I literally will sit there and listen to you, watch you, and be like, oh, okay. Okay, because you'll learn a lot. You watch their body language. I could tell you even if I'm talking to you if you start lying. Or you faking, you capping, you doing too much, you overselling yourself. Like I don't need you to sell yourself. Just be normal. Like just
So really, I don't think nobody really expected nothing when they first meet them because they still trying to fill you out. Like
I expect for you to say something that's gonna make me be like, ooh, I can't wait to talk to him again.
Yeah, I expect you not to say. I'm not gonna say. I expect you to have common sense because common sense ain't common. So some motherfuckers, you'll be surprised like the shit people will say, and you be like, or just even like not even saying like you could be texting a motherfucker and just them how they. Even though I ain't gonna say it because I do type a lot of words that probably not spelled the right way, but you can tell when somebody didn't do it on purpose, and when they ain't using it in the right sentence.
That grammar be killing
like,
me, boy.
Yeah. Especially when it's like the simple shit, like it ain't even nothing that you could have like there and there. You know when they first taught you that, like over there and them over there, like go over there
and there and they
are
there.
So it's like when you see somebody put their hands shit and they put the wrong one, they be like, "What the fuck is you talking about?" I don't know.
Is that a turn off?
I can't test a pet for me. Maybe because I always, you know, how you go up in school, it's always the females who was more on the punctuation, like the neater work.
You think so?
The grammar. The female, they always like, cause dudes always talked in slang, all this shit. So
that's true.
So it's like you always expect the girl to come with it. That's why you ever see like it's always a female secretary. It's always a female, like, cause they real detailed and they gon', you know what I'm saying? So you expect the female to be more. That's just like anybody if they take care of the house. You expect it to be tidy. So you get a motherfucker who don't like. It kind of throw you off, like
when you have a woman that's not clean,
especially that. Or just,
guys don't like that, do they? I find that a lot. A lot of men complain about stuff like that. I've sat down and had conversations,
y'all
and they
both can't be because every nigga ain't the cleanest.
Say what you
nigga.
about to say.
No, every nigga ain't the cleanest nigga. So y'all both can't be.
We both can't be dirty.
Pig-sty dick motherfucker. Like that's just crazy. Now you got the house of hoarders and all this other shit. Like it ain't even because I ain't gonna even say it because all females ain't like nasty clean. It's shit that people don't. It's probably niggas do a lot of shit too that I'm a nigga, so I wouldn't notice it. You know what I'm saying? Females know this shit. Like, you know,
we
like
do.
The
clean ones notice stuff.
Leaving the toilet seat up, the little dumb shit that they just the pet peeve shit. But I don't know what other niggas get mad about. I hate when females leave their pads and shit in the trash or like. Oh my God, I hate that shit.
They don't wrap them up and
or whatever. Just throw the whole trash away. Like for real.
Throw the whole trash away.
Come on, man.
What if they wrap it up, put it in a trash bag, put it in like a bag, and then tie it?
It be seen like
right
to where I'm walking
you don't want to
up
see
and I'm like, man, what the fuck is this? Because we know it, but we ain't stupid. We know this ain't a busted lip or no shit. Like you know what I'm saying? Some shit on somebody was just bleeding through it. Like, get this, why you got this shit? Or when you live with them and they're going to take over that bathroom. So that's like, it's finna be
that's our sanctuary.
It's finna be fucked up. Hair everywhere.
That's not true. I mean, some. But the thing is, I think it's some because I'm such a clean freak. Like, I will literally get down on my knees and clean up every piece of hair. Cool like that because it's a habit for me.
Yeah, because I hate that shit being, like, that shit gets stuck to shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you might be just doing something, the next thing you know, you're like, what the fuck is this shit on me? Like, what the fuck?
That's us.
Yeah, I don't like that shit. I done been to bitches' house and they done had hair and lashes stuck to the toothpaste. Like, I'm out of here.
Well, no, yeah. That's a bit much.
Like, man,
no, I think that everybody should have some type of cleanliness about them. I'm not saying you have to be like super clean and neat like Sharon. What I'm saying is like at least, yeah. So people say that about me, but I think that I just like things a certain way. I like order because I function well in order versus functioning well in chaos. Now, can I function in chaos? Yes. Do I want to? Absolutely not. But I can maneuver through it till I get to the straight part, like the clean part. Because even if stuff is out of order when I go to bed, like I'll get up and vacuum. Like it's weird stuff. Like I'll be like, Sharon, calm down. But I'm working through those things. So I'm not as bad as I used to be.
So do you expect your dude to be as clean as you?
I do not. However, I do expect him to respect what I do. Like if I clean this house, like have enough respect not to just throw shit around. Like come on now. Like meet me halfway. At least put your clothes in the dirty clothes. Put your shoes together. Like I'm gonna make sure everything is order. All you gotta do is fall in. Like, cause whatever you need me to do, I'm gonna make sure it's done because you don't want to come home to a dirty house.
See, that's one thing with me. If I knew, like, if I'm near and I'm the only one, I get it. Like, I wake up early anyway, so I clean up. Like, I just clean out. Because I can't just clean one room.
There's some men that really are clean.
Like, I get irritated. I can't clean one room or at least some have. I don't know why. I just like a pet peeve. So, if I do one thing, I might as well just, like, then fuck, let me just do all of it.
Let me do everything.
Yeah, because it's going to look tacky or just like, and then I don't like motherfuckers who would do just half and leave the other half for you. Like, you was here all day. You could have just did this shit.
You could have just did it.
It's 6 dishes in here. Like, you know what I'm saying? You couldn't do 6 dishes. You ran the water for me and everything and left these motherfuckers in here. Like, that'd really drive me crazy. I ain't gonna lie.
So,
I ain't telling you to take out the trash. I know people don't like take out the trash. That's like a thing. I don't know why, but that's like they don't want to take it out.
I'll do it.
So I don't expect you to take out the trash. But, like, if you was already in this kitchen... You know what I'm saying? That's just crazy to me. Because I'm not going to do it.
You are willing to share the housely, the chores in the house.
Because I like to know that it got clean right. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. Maybe because I was in jail, so they make you clean everything. You be just really scrubbing shit. So, like, I already get, like, I'll be on the floor, like, cleaning, scrubbing the bathroom.
Right, me
shit.
too.
You know what I'm saying? So, I be in there splashing water, doing all that shit. I'm that
making sure everything is clean.
You come in here, can't even see bleach.
That's good. You rarely find men like that, though. I know a few, but you rarely find that where men are really like clean and they're willing to clean. So I know you said the whole marriage thing, now, but before you even get to that, if you ever want that, I don't know. Once you actually start dating someone, what are your expectations of your significant other? Like,
I live with my girl, so I expect she always tell me it anyway. Like it's certain shit I always like. One thing, I don't know, I might sound kind of bougie or whatever the fuck, but I don't eat. It's a lot of shit I don't eat. Like I stopped eating a lot of shit now, like or I try not to eat that type of shit.
Gotcha.
Or just get picky. I really won't eat it anyway. Like even if you tried to just slide it to me on some shit thinking I won't know. As soon as I taste it, I'm gonna know. Like I'm gonna know if it's canned. Like I don't know why I'm like that. I know if it came out the can. I know like all that shit. Like what is this? And I ain't gonna eat it. So like with her, like I be expecting food. I be expecting you to cook. Like that's one thing. If you can't cook or you always want to eat fast food or
that's a red flag.
It ain't gonna work for me because I can't do it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not finna.
So your expectations is you want her to cook. Do you cook?
No, I ain't been cooking. I ain't gonna lie.
You don't cook. No, that's a fact because I see some people like they don't like cooking. Like for instance, let me tell you, Sharon will cook. Now, Sharon don't like going to the grocery store. I've been praying because I want my husband to like going to the grocery store and I want him to like going by himself. See, like I don't want to go with him.
I can do that. Like if you want to say like, look, I just don't want to do this because that's only really once a month, damn near. Like I could do that. I could go to the store get the shit if you gonna cook it.
I'll cook it.
But just know, I be like you ain't just cooking one time for sure. Like I need breakfast. At least I ain't saying breakfast, lunch, and dinner, but. If you here, like say you just off or you just in the house, I want breakfast.
I want it.
I want breakfast. I want something. Make a grilled cheese. Make something.
Right.
But I ain't finna. No, I'm not eating no cereal.
What's your favorite thing to eat? What do you like for her to cook?
What lately y'all been liking?
And thank you for cooking for my brother. We appreciate you.
I ain't gonna lie. The only thing what I've been liking to cook been No, what I've been eating lately, I don't know why. I've been off corn.
Corn is not good for you.
That elote, whatever the fuck that.
I know what you're talking about.
I can't.
Brother, that's not good.
It ain't good.
No, it don't digest very well. If you notice, anytime you have a bowel movement and corn comes out whole. I don't care how many times you chew it up.
I ain't never heard of corn doing nothing bad to nobody.
Corn ain't never hurt me before.
Yeah. You talking about corn, you be talking about pork or something.
So you like when she make corn?
Nah, I'd say I've been on that lady, but really I'd be like, what did I like? New shit. Like shit I ain't had before. I don't like eating the same shit over. I'm tired of chicken now. I've been tired of a lot of chicken lately. But I want to say like TikTok, they give you a lot of recipes, like different little shit you never even had or never would have thought of.
So let's try this.
Yeah, so that's what I'm into. Like on me, she be.
Do you ever send her stuff like,
nah,
look?
She finds it now. Like she into that now. Like after I was looking at it, now she got like she.
That means she really care about you.
Cook, so she think it's fun. Like, oh, I'm gonna try. Ooh, let me
that
try
means she really care about you. Let me tell you something. If a person notice what you like and then they show interest in it or they start to do, that's like loving you in your love language. She knows that you love food and she see that you were like looking at different stuff and you like to try new stuff. So she's on it. She's like, ooh, let me figure out this thing.
Though. She hate that shit because she hate that I'm like she know.
She probably do hate that you like that, but she love you enough to still do it.
Yeah, she still.
That's what.
But
you dope, bro.
I changed her eating habits. Like now, a lot of shit she don't eat just because like, oh no, I don't eat it because, you know what I'm saying. So now it'd be crazy because when people come over, oh let's go to In-N-Out. Like, oh I ain't going there because he ain't gonna eat that.
I don't be liking fast food.
It depends. I gotta be real hungry, and it gotta be certain shit, and I'm gonna eat the same shit off the menu every time.
Every time.
Like, it's only certain places I'm eating the same certain shit. Like McDonald's, I only eat the sausage biscuit, the breakfast, and the hash brown. That's it. I don't eat nothing else. So if they ain't serving breakfast, I'm pulling off.
You ain't messing with it.
I ain't messing with nothing else.
You ain't messing with it.
Yeah.
I mean, what I found out is that everybody has something that they're bougie about, right? And I tell people that all the time. They be like, because people are like, well, I like to shop a certain place and I like to eat a certain thing. And some people like to stay at a certain hotel. It got to be certain, 5-star. I said we all have a little bouginess about us, Like, I think my bouginess is I like stuff to be clean. I like stuff to smell good. I like to, that might be my bouginess. I'm not really crazy, too, like, crazy about, food got to be a certain way. I mean, I like good food. And I'm going to tell you if your food is nasty. I probably won't tell you. I probably just won't eat it because I don't want to be rude. But if you ask me, then I'm going to tell you. Because I remember this lady had made me some food, and I'm like, I didn't like it. And I was like, I'm like, that's okay. And she was like, no. I'm like, no. And I'm like, don't keep asking me because then I'm about to tell you that this is nasty and I don't like it because I don't like nasty food. I really, really don't. And I'm not going to force myself to eat it. I'm not. I've been like that since I was a kid. And I feel like, but I'm willing to try stuff. My palate is kind of big. It's some things I just won't eat at all. Like oatmeal is an absolute no. I'm not an oatmeal girl. It's a no. Whether dry or cooked. No, thank you.
I used to eat oatmeal. It's like now, I don't know why. I ain't like, as soon as I take like 2 bites, it's like I'm already like, I don't want this shit no more.
It's a no for me. It's always been a no. Since I was a kid, I was like, I cannot eat that. It's a no. It's an absolute no. So, brother, now that we're getting ready to close, y'all. Don't worry. We almost over. I know that you said, because you was talking about marriage, right? And I know that you want to have at least one kid. I would love for you to give me a niece or a nephew. That would just make my whole day. Yeah, like, are we the only ones without kids?
Yeah, I'm shooting blanks.
Well, you should go to the...
I did. They told me.
You went to the doctor?
Yeah, they told me.
And they said you shoot blanks? So what can you do to get your sperm count up? Because some people might be shooting blanks.
I don't know. He told me he said I might have to just not have sex for like
a long time?
Like a month or something. Mm-hmm. That sounds crazy. He said not have sex for like a month and just build up or something and see, like, I guess, I don't know.
Really?
I guess he's saying I had sex too much. I don't. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe I'm not.
Oh.
There's something. I don't know. But I don't even see that. But I got, I got shot and shit. So I don't know if that's the problem. Like maybe that, I don't know. But I've been trying. Hopefully I get one sooner or later.
All we need is
so
one.
I can stop. Because I ain't.
Because I know mom want one.
Yeah, getting on my nerves.
She want a grandbaby.
Yeah. I be forgetting it is me and you, huh? That's because you be saying a lot of kids is your kids. Like
I got I got 4 godsons. 4.
Kids.
And then I had Deja.
You the babysitter. We talked babysitter earlier.
I'm not babysitting nobody kids. I'm quick to tell you no. Did you know that I'm in my no era?
They grown now. They not even kids no more.
Exactly. But I'm in my no era. People ask me, nope. My mama asked me so many things last week on her birthday. Shrine, can you? Nope. And she was like, you really like this nowhere. I love it. I love it. I do the bare minimum because if I don't want to do it, I'm not doing it. I'm trying to build up the patience only for my kid. And when I have them, that's why I want to be completely stable, financially stable, so that I could be their mom. I want to mom them. I want to be present for everything, right? So I'm like, I can't waste my time taking care of everybody else anymore. I've done my due diligence. Like, I'm done. So because I do want to have babies. I probably only want to have 2. I'm not gonna lie. And I only want to have 2 so the one won't be by themselves because everybody else is grown and old, like older, So I kind of want to do it, but I kind of only want to get pregnant once. Like, I don't want to keep doing that. Like, that's not something I want to do. Like, I don't want to walk around pregnant
Put that on your body.
multiple times. Like, I don't want to do that. And I hope and pray, God, let my husband understand. Because that's why I wouldn't mind dating a man with kids, even though it's really hard to find men without kids. I wouldn't mind dating a man with kids because I'm a good bonus mom. Like, I would love the hell out of your kids. Like, I gave birth to them, and they would never. Nobody would ever even know that they're not my kids. But I only want to do it once. Like, I only want to do it once. I'm 36. They call my pregnancy geriatric. I take that very offensive.
But my auntie had my niece at like 37 or some shit.
So you saying I got a year?
No, but I'm saying, shit, how you got a year? How you had a baby at 50? Somebody just had a baby at 50 or 49 or something. Shit.
I don't care what age I have a baby. I don't care what nobody got to say.
Babies, they ain't really no age, like no limit on what
That's
you
true.
Gotta have. And then you don't really want to, like you said, you want to be stable and have everything. Mm-hmm. You ain't up here stressing. You don't want to go through all that. Like, and I think that's how we was talking. That's the thing. That's probably what slowed me down because I seen motherfuckers who had them early and it was like, yeah, I ain't trying to put myself through that.
I'm not.
Because I know I ain't got the patience.
And my thing was I didn't want to have, like, because I'm the type of person, you gonna get your kid, voluntarily or involuntarily. I don't want your money. I want you to get your kid because I don't want to have to take care of a child by myself. I feel like that's not fair. I feel like this child deserves both parents. So whether we're co-parenting, you coming to get this kid. I'm not the one that's going to keep you from your kid because even with my god kids, I used to tell Buddha, I don't care what he said. I don't care what he did. I'm dropping these kids off at his house. Whether my kids wanted to go with him or not, look, you only going to be with him for the weekend. I'm coming to get you on Sunday. But like in Heavy used to look at me like, I know you ain't leaving me with this. I'll be like, yes, I am. And he would look at me real mad. He wouldn't talk to me for about 30 minutes when I picked him up. But by the time we got home, he was fine. But I feel like, because a lot of women, play the whole card of not letting you see your kid and that whole thing. And I think it's a bunch of drama. I think it's very childish. I think it's very...
People do that. It's crazy when females start it. They start that, and then they keep doing it to the dude. Like, I done seen it where a dude would keep trying, and then she'll, no, just keep denying it, won't, just doing everything to keep him away until the nigga just say, fuck it then. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, well, I'm going to just, then he'll go, start a family somewhere else. Now you got all the problems. Now it gets real bad. Like, now he deadbeat, this and all. And then it's like, well, I tried the first. Not saying that ain't no excuse. I don't know why dudes do that either. Like, when they just be like, oh, well, I'm gonna fuck. Like, you can't really take that out on them just because you mad at her. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit be crazy too. So
because you should want to be a part of your child's life.
Yeah, so both ways. Both parents shouldn't even be playing them type of games because it ain't got nothing to do with them. Like,
But that's why you got to be mindful and careful of who you be
Yeah.
having kids with. That's why I tell people, why y'all do grown up stuff when y'all ain't ready for grown up responsibility? I'm not saying don't have sex. I'm saying, why would you have unprotected sex?
you know what's crazy when people have a kid or somebody they complain about the whole time and then they go back and have a death.
Me and Buddha was talking about that, spinning the block. Don't spin the block. She said, I spit the block and had a baby by the nigga again. I'm like, girl, watch
Spit
it.
the block after you probably talking bad.
You
about the
knew
nigga
he
all day.
wasn't nothing.
Yeah.
No, but my cousin said she be talking. She just be talking. I want her on this show so bad. She said, well, I should have just had a baby by the same guy because at least I knew what he was about.
Yeah, exactly.
But is that even smart?
No.
Don't spin the block when you know he ain't doing nothing for this kid.
Yeah, that's
Like,
crazy.
what are we doing?
And then make an excuse for him.
I'm not making no excuse for no grown people. I don't care who you are, sister, cousin, mother, brother, sister. I'm not making no excuses. Either you go, because the reason why is because I know so many men in my family that literally they have custody of their children. Their kids live with them. Like, and I'm not saying that that's the way to go. What I'm saying is by any means necessary, fight for your kid. Like the system is letting daddies have their kids now. The system is making it be 50-50 now. Like you don't have to settle with her putting you on child support and this. No, I'm
There's
going.
really dudes who think that. They think that's like
That's the only way.
That's the end game. Like, no, you can go get
Get your kid.
But some of these niggas be up, they know that they don't really want no food. You know what I'm saying?
You don't think so?
Yeah, because if you really did, because I know it like. If I didn't see it, then it's like I wouldn't believe it. But if I didn't see niggas go like, fuck that, I'm finna go get my kid on. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna make it happen. So it's like if you just doing it like, oh, I'm gonna just sit back, I'm gonna just let her, and then you blaming her for everything, and you know you could have did it. Cause like you said, they giving it. If you got your shit together, they'll give you 50-50, or they'll just give you a kid.
That's a fact.
So
I've seen it happen.
Yeah. So you can't sit up here and blame other people no more and be like, oh, this bitch did this bitch did this bitch. No, because all you gotta do, nigga, they giving kids to people who got out of drug programs. As long as they see like, okay, you
Reunification is real.
Yeah.
And they're doing it.
No,
If
they
you
is.
want, my thing is this: if you
want
want it, go get it.
Exactly.
The only thing stopping you from getting it is you actually really wanting it. Because you don't really want the responsibility. That's what I feel like it come down. And that's not just men, that's women. There's a lot of women that don't want their kids.
Nipsey said that in his thing. He said the only difference between me and a lot of other these dudes is I never quit. There ain't nothing else you did different. I did different nothing. It was just you.
I had to deal with the same craziness.
Yeah, you quit one day and I didn't. That's all that happened. So you stop going and then somebody else. Some niggas just don't go to court. They just, we got that thing where we don't even want to go to court. That's
PTSD.
It's already fun. And they ain't even thinking like, man, this ain't even got nothing to do with no criminal nothing. This is for my kid. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you gotta, at some point you gotta sacrifice it all for them. So
that's a fact.
And then, that's another thing too. Like probably you too back then. That's why I ain't had kids, because I wasn't ready to give up everything. Like me. But
I enjoy my freedom.
yeah, I wanted to do me. So it was like, I don't know if that's selfish or not, but
it's not.
I wanted to I ain't,
because it beats bringing a kid into the world when I'm not ready and
milk.
I'm forcing myself to just do everything. I'm forcing myself to be a great parent. Not that I wouldn't be, but I don't want to do that right now. I didn't want to do it right now. I wanted to travel. I wanted to enjoy life. I wanted to turn up. I wanted to have a good time. I was enjoying life, even though, God did slow me down early because then I got Deja at a young age, but she wasn't a baby. So I was still able to live. I was still able to work. But she even made me grow up. Getting her at a young age, that's what forced me to be like, you know what? I'm about to buy a house. And my motivation was I want her to always have a place to live. That house belongs to her. I bought it, but it belongs to her. And it'll always be her home, no matter what. No matter what. And that was so kids do help you to grow and do all these wonderful things.
Because they're going to make you make the best decision.
You have some people, if you really care about the future of that child, if you really care about the well-being of that child and that child growing up to be something, you're going to invest everything you got into that kid and make sure they have nothing but the best. And I know a lot of us try to give our kids what we didn't have. And for me, for Deja, it was more like giving her the respect, giving her the love, giving her the support that I didn't have. I wanted to give her that so that she'll be able to stand strong and be independent. I wanted her to believe in herself. I wanted her to see me go get it. As a single parent, Like, I didn't have to be a single parent because I didn't have no kids. But me making that sacrifice for her, I pray one day she's in a headspace where if she have to make that sacrifice somebody, she can. And know that she can survive that thing and know that she gonna make it through because she watched me. She still to this day, she be like, I watch you. And that motivates me. And to me, I feel like job well done. My job was done because she sees and she's doing and she's so independent. Like she don't depend on nobody to do nothing. That girl work. She got her own business. Like she doing it. And I love it. Like I feel like I gave birth to her.
Yeah, mission accomplished.
Mission accomplished. Mind you, she was born when we was in the 8th grade. Deja was born when we was in the 8th grade.
I remember.
She swears she was born in LA. I said, baby, you was born in the G's. You came home from the hospital to the Grandies. That's where you was, baby. She was like, what's up? Yes, you're a Compton kid. Born.
She don't. My little sister, she don't even remember. She don't think that. She thinks she was in Louisiana.
No. She was my baby.
I said, you didn't have no accent. Like
at all.
Now you got all this. You just sounding like Flo. What's her name? Glorilla. Sounded like
La La. I remember she was
Shout out to La La.
Shout out to La La. We love you, pretty girl. She's such a big girl now, doing her thing, living her life. I love that for her.
Right.
I want that for everybody. Go live your life, the best life. You guys, we're about to close up, but we thank you, brother. You got any last remarks? Leave the people with something.
Thank you for having me on here, man.
Absolutely.
Time, y'all need to tune in, man.
Tune in.
All In, No Limit podcast. You already know, man. It's lit. It's natural. It's genuine. All that.
It really is. It really is. I'm so happy to have my brother on the show, you guys. I love this man so much. Like, I love him, and I love how smart he is. I love how he's doing exactly what I asked him to do, and that's stay out of trouble, stay at home. I love him. He's doing big things, you guys. And I pray that God continue to bless him and just increase him and enlarge his territory.
Next time I come on here, I'm going to shout out all the other shit. I just don't feel like doing all that right now.
And it's okay. Long as he here. The fact is, he showed up. And I'm telling you, his show up game is strong. I love him for that, okay? But thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope that something was said and done to bless your heart, to help you heal, to help you think, to help you reflect. You know what I'm saying? Leave a comment. You know, you could comment on all the things we talked about because we talked about so much today. I felt so good, and it was so natural. And I'm happy. Thank you.
Thank you.
It's past my bedtime, but I'm
going to let her get her sleep. I know she over here yawning.
Let me tell you, because I don't be up past 10 o'clock. I'm an early bird, and I don't care.
I'm a vampire. You know, my night just started.
Not me. No, it's tomorrow already for me, and it's not even 11, y'all, but it is. But thank you again for tuning into the All In No Limits podcast, where you're always going to find me, your girl, your pusher, your best friend, your sister, your niece, your cousin, whatever you need me to be. I'm your number one motivator and hype man. I just want you to grow and become the best version of yourself. I love you, and I see you next time. Bye-bye.